My boyfriend has an allegation against him.
Mr.Reddit.
I 22F started seeing my boyfriend 22M a few months ago, and he sat me down and told me he has a sexual assault allegation against him with police involvement. He has been the most caring guy and always makes sure to ask me how I'm doing and if what he's doing is okay. When he told me, I felt sick. I've been assaulted before with people not believing me, and I just don't know what to think. He says it's not true, and I want to believe him, but it's almost always in the back of my mind. It was a situation where they were both drunk, and he doesn't remember much, but she's saying he touched her without consent. He broke down crying and said he didn't do it. And he couldn't live with himself if he did, but there's a what if that's eating at him. I really don't know what to do, especially when it ends up going to court. Please give me some advice, edit. These comments are really getting me thinking more and from different angles. Everything's very helpful. I want to say I have been around him drunk before. And we have had sex before, with me being the initiator while we were drunk. He also has issues down there sometimes when we are drunk. He hasn't done anything to make me uncomfortable, and goes out of his way to do so. This also all happened over 5 months ago, and after being questioned he hasn't heard anything. I wish I could hear the girl's story or from anyone else that was there. He also gave me an out and said he would understand fully if I didn't want to proceed with our relationship and would take me home then and there and cut off contact if that's what I wanted, edit 2. I spoke with him again tonight about everything. After he and I had drank to either get any info he was holding back on or the truth again. Seems bad and probably is, and didn't start the night with that intention. He told me what he told me about it before and agreed to show me the police report when he gains access. This time he didn't cry and was very open and told me that he appreciated me asking questions and understands how confusing and stuff it is for me. He appreciates me sticking with him. And ultimately I have made the decision to cautiously stay with him, looking out for any signs. He told me that what the girl says isn't what happened. There were also other people in the room, and he was asleep near the girl up until the allegation. Still very confused about the situation. Not going to reach out to the girl as some of you have suggested for obvious reasons, but I will take the facts about this man as I have them. He is honest. He is open. Not only that, but he is wanting me to feel comfortable around him. He treats me with respect and kindness. I hate being the third party in all of this, not really knowing, but unless anything comes out that makes me not believe him, I will support him and stick by his side. He has been a great person so far. I am young and could eventually move on and find someone else, but I like who he is and how he's going about everything, so I will treat him with the respect, kindness, and love that I believe he deserves unless given reason not to. Either way, I do feel for this girl involved and do not take this as a grain of salt, but yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Thanks for all of your comments, no matter what they're saying.
I was kinda raped 15 years ago, and I'm just realizing it now. I was seeing this girl back in college. We had hung out a number of times, and even spent the night together multiple times without having sex. I absolutely wanted to have sex with her on multiple occasions, but she'd stop it from progressing past making out. We'd only been seeing each other for 2 weeks or so I understood completely and always respected the boundary and was happy to make out, grind a bit, and cuddle. Things were good then. One night we went to a party and got drunk. I was drunker than I'd been in a while when we went back to her place. Things were going the way they usually did, although she was a bit more aggressive than any of our other encounters. It was pretty clear we were probably gonna have sex. And sure enough, she took both our pants off and climbed right on top of me. I remember mumbling wait, because I wanted to get a condom, but before I knew it, she was on me. I drunkenly tried to express I wanted to use protection, but was ignored. I hadn't been drunk like that in quite some time, and was really out of it. I started to feel nauseous and tried to tell her as best as I could manage, and again was ignored. I eventually ended up pushing her off me because I needed to throw up. I ran towards her bathroom, but ended up throwing up in her hallway. At this point her roommate came out, saw me naked in the hallway having just thrown up, barely able to talk, and she went and got my clothes. and told the girl I was seeing to clean it up while she gave me a ride home. I was shook up a bit and paranoid about STDs, but the puking in the hallway overshadowed my feelings about the lack of protection and the disregard of my lack of enthusiasm. Instead, I felt guilty for puking in the hallway, and sorry for the roommate having to deal with everything. I don't know what brought it all back, but I really resent her for not offering the same respect I showed her. I can't be sure just how much was actually coherent protest, but I know I was trying to express things that anyone who cared would have taken as negative signals.
To food by greenlighting an NSFW gift to my husband from his mom. This foo happened a few Christmases ago, but the fall finally hit this year. My Amaya likes to get themed family gifts every year. Matching PJs, matching lap desks for the couch, etc. A few years ago, she texted the group chat, which my husband refuses to open or check, that she was buying everyone a personalized couch pillow. The kind that hugs you, and has pockets for remote/phone/etc. She sent the options she thought my husband and I would like and asked us to choose. They were tiny thumbnail pictures, but I did my best. My husband loves anime, so when she suggested the anime one for him, I said absolutely, without looking closely at the pillow. Christmas Day arrived, we open our pillows, and my husband goes silent. He mumbles thank you, and takes the pillow straight to our bedroom. When we watched movies later, Emile asked why he wasn't using his pillow. He babbled a bit about not wanting the dogs to get fur on it, and changed the subject. That night when we went to bed, he showed me the pillow and said, "Look at the character. What do you see? A happy anime girl?" I replied cautiously, "No babe, it's a hentai girl. That's a pillow covered in O faces." Now I'm no internet noob, I know what hentai is. But I didn't catch it at all. In my shame, we never told Emile why the pillow stayed in the bedroom, and left it at dog fur. This Christmas, it all came out. Emile expressed her sadness that my husband didn't like his pillow, because she never saw him using it. For some reason, he blurted out that he loved it, but it wasn't appropriate to use during family time. We had to explain the whole story. My very religious Emile looked like she swallowed nails. And now she knows she got her son a porn pillow. And I told her to do it. TLDR religious Emile found out that I told her to get her son a porn pillow for Christmas.
Am I 28M being emotionally manipulated by my girlfriend 28F? My 28M girlfriend 28F and I have been together for about 3 years, and I've been questioning the relationship long term. Shortly before Thanksgiving, I had a heart-to-heart conversation with her about my feelings, as she was giving me an ultimatum that if I didn't propose within the next week or two, she'd have to make a decision that she didn't want to make. I told her an ultimatum wasn't healthy and shared my concerns. Right before this, my dad received some tests back regarding a possible cancer diagnosis, and it made me want to stay back and have Thanksgiving with my family, even though I told her previously that I'd come with her to her family's Thanksgiving out of state. When I suggested staying back given the news of my dad, she got extremely upset and began crying and asked if I was really bailing on her family's Thanksgiving right before leaving. I explained the news came at a very bad time and the emotions I was having, and that was the reason for suggesting this. Ultimately, I felt very bad and went to Thanksgiving with her and missed my own family's celebration. Fast forward to Christmas. Every year I go to Florida with my family as tradition. She told me that she wouldn't be going to Christmas with me unless we were engaged. When she said this a few months prior, I didn't think much of it until reality hit when I was on my way to Florida and she wasn't going. It hit especially hard since I gave up spending Thanksgiving with my family to be with her and her family. And she wouldn't do the same for me unless I put a ring on it. She said a few times that she wished she could have gone to Christmas with me, but since we aren't engaged, she couldn't. I expressed the emotions I had about this and didn't feel it was fair, and as soon as I did, she claimed that I was laying into her. I did not lay into her at all. I simply texted her my feelings on this as best as I could describe, but this seems to be a common occurrence. Something happens that upsets me. I try to communicate my emotions and thoughts, and then she says I'm laying into her. It feels extremely difficult to talk about things that are bothering me, when I'm always told that I'm laying into her or yelling at her. Which I truthfully never raise my voice or talk ugly, I simply try to express my concerns as a partner as best as possible. I am not sure what else I can do at this point. Things like this have made me wonder if I'm being emotionally manipulated or not. Thoughts and advice would be appreciated.
My husband wants our children to have a relationship with the woman he cheated with. My husband cheated on me 2 years ago. It lasted a year, and it was with a close family friend. He confessed all the details of the affair to me with intentions to leave, had a place ready and everything. Told family members, etc. I was adamant that our relationship of 20 years deserved a chance to be repaired and for us to see if anything was salvageable. Our extended family also agreed. He made the decision to stay and we began marriage counseling almost immediately. During those 6 months of counseling, he would bring up his affair partner and express his wishes to have a friendship with her one day. Our young children had known her their entire lives and were asking after her. He wished for them to one day still see her and still have some form of relationship with her. Once our marriage counseling ended, I told him to not bring her up to me again. In fact, I was done talking about the affair altogether and we no longer talk about it. This past year, he has struggled to lose his feelings for her and has sometimes given in to his feelings and reached out to her. It would be the odd text now and again, but towards the end of the year, he has been more sincere about moving on and he has blocked her on his phone. Before blocking her, however, he told her how he still had the same strong feelings for her, still thought of her all the time, etc. He explained to her he still wanted her to have a relationship with the children, but the only way that could be possible is for her to reach out to me and make amends. He told her to email me. This was about a month ago, and I have heard nothing from her. Apart from looking her up online over Christmas, he hasn't had any slip-ups to reach out her. He has made a real strong effort over Christmas and got me many thoughtful presents. I can see he is really trying. With him wanting a relationship for kids and her, is it the guilt he feels for taking her away from the children? It is what he has always said in counseling, that the kids are sad about never seeing her again. They still occasionally bring her up, but I know in time they will forget. I just don't know what to believe when it comes to how badly he still wants her to be a part of their lives.
Thank you all for watching. If you are interested, subscribe and watch other videos.